What is going on, guys? Beyond the Break here, back with another pricing breakdown. We are getting ready to submit a order through PSA for the ultra modern sports special that they've ran back in June. Small order here, but definitely want to break it down per card, what we paid for it, what we believe the grade will be, and then kind of the breakdown from a grading, eBay fee, and then anticipation from a profit standpoint. So just to kick things off, we have this Kevin Durant. This is a pink fast break, I believe. This is out of 50. Really excited about this card. This card was clean, no issues. Firmly believe that this is a 10. All of these we hope for 9s or 10s at least. But for this card, we purchased this for $15.50. PSA 10, we anticipate from a comp standpoint around $125 for a PSA 10, with the grading fee of $16 per card, and then the eBay fee, which we always estimate about 15%, which would come out to be $18.75. We're looking at a profit of a little under $75 if this were to gem. Here's a Cal Ripken. This is from the 1999 Topps Chrome set, Topps Stadium Club Chrome Refractor. This card was pretty clean in my mind. I didn't see any issues. I've had not the greatest luck with these refractors from the Stadium Club Chrome. It is a very sensitive card, but overall, I didn't see any issues here. So we're looking at this card. We're in it for this card for a little under $8. Got this in auction style. From a PSA 10 standpoint, didn't find any comps, but we're estimating around the $75 in PSA 10 for a profit of $40. Here's a little bit of football. He was hurt last year, but this Enfuego just caught my eye. It is a silver. I'm trying to see here. Again, centering looked a little bit left to right, but other than that, it was clean in my mind. Corners looked great. Surface looked great, so no issues there. For this, we got this for $7. Estimate this to be around a $40 card in a PSA 10, which would then give us a profit a little over $10. So not a major card, but one that if it does gem, probably will hold on to it. Hopefully the season, he starts off healthy and on fire, and then maybe look to sell it for a little bit higher for profit. Here's one, a Julio Rodriguez logo fractor. As you guys all know, this is a major card that we've been collecting, all sorts of variations and parallels. This was clean, a little bit left to right. Not enough in my mind to drop it down to a PSA 9. But if that were the case, we'd probably break even on this. But either way, for this card, if it were to gem, we paid a little under $3 for it. If it were to gem, you're looking at another $40 card for a profit of a little over $15. Really like this card. I think this card's sick. This is a kaleidoscopic from this year's Prizm. This is a silver, hollow, whatever you want to call it. All that coloring scares me. I think it's gonna gem. I'm hoping it gems, but in my mind, the coloring PSA might ding us a little bit. But overall, look clean in my mind. So for this card, we bought this for a little over $5.50. We estimate this in a 10 to be $75. In a 9, you're looking probably at closer to a $35 card. If it does gem, though, a $75 card, we're looking at a profit of a little over $42. Here's a Jerry Stackhouse refractor, Topps Chrome. If you guys follow us enough, this is something that we buy a lot of these refractors, especially someone like a player like him. He's not a Hall of Famer, but he had a great career, great college career. Collect these as much as we can just to have a throw-ins when PSA does special like this. But for this card, we're looking at We actually only got it for fairly cheap. We got it for $1.80. PSA 10, I mean, the centering looked great here. No issues whatsoever. Corners, no issues. I didn't see any whitening. And PSA 10, we did see one sell for 70. That was the only lone comp. I thought that was a little high because I think the auction we found, it had one bid for $70. So in my mind, it's a little high. I think it's closer to $55 card in PSA 10. And if that were the case, looking at a little under $30 in profit. Here's a Postman Alonzo Morning Refractor from 1999. I've seen a lot of these this year's inserts, and it looked clean to me. I didn't see any issues. Corners were great. Typically, especially with these darker corners, we do see some whitening. In my mind, I didn't see anything. So with that being said, we're looking at, we bought this for a little over $3. So a lot of these refractors we put in auction, and we'll just throw down a bid, and sometimes we get it fairly cheap. In my mind, this should be over a $3 card. But if it were to gem, from a comp standpoint, looking at a $45 card for a little over $19 in profit. Here's a Embiid Select. I don't know what type of variation this is, but this is out of 175. For this one, we got a little over $7.50. From a PSA 10 standpoint, there was no comps, but looking at his other variations, other PSA 10s from this set, we're estimated to be about a $55 card for a profit a little over $23. Here's another one of those refractors we talked about where we look to snipe for a cheap price, and if it's gradable, we'll throw it in on these specials. This is a Sean Marion Coast to Coast refractor. For this card, we got in a little under $5. From a PSA 10, comps are going for $70. I believe that was for other players though. From a similar notoriety, going for about $70. So if that were the case, looking at a profit of $38.75. Here's the one where I just love this year's Prizm. And to me, kind of was a color match. Is the Ruby Wave Richard Hamilton out of 300. If you can get some of these gradable, it's great. Just for the fact that, again, the borders and the corners are real tough. But for this, again, no issues that I saw. So for this car, we bought this for a little over $4. PSA 10. Again, we're not breaking the bank here. We're not going to be filthy rich off something like this. We're looking at a comp of $40 for a little over $13 in profit. This is in Kevin Garnett Hall of Fame from, I believe, 1999 Upper Deck. To me, this was clean. No issues here. Nothing that I could see. The gold goes for significantly more, but for this one, we bought this for $4 exactly. PSA 10, we're looking around a $50 card for a low profit of $22.50. And then lastly, this is just a Steph Curry Fast Break Prizm Break insert from the 2023 set. Centering looked great here. Corners great. Edges all great. So no issues there. Guessing this to be a PSA 10. This is bought this for a little over $5.50 from a PSA 10 standpoint. We're looking at $75 for a little over $41 in profit. So, I want to, precedent that I want to make it clear that we don't anticipate all these to be PSA 10s. We try our best, obviously, to get the highest gem rate as possible. With a small order like this, we really look over these cards. So we're hoping for all PSA 10s, but we know that's not the case. But if that were the case, the breakdown goes, we're in for a little under $70 for all these cards. If all were to gem, which again, we do not think is the case, we're looking at a total of $745 from a comp standpoint. Grading fees were in for $192. eBay fees a little over $111, and a profit again if all were to gem, we're looking at a little over $371. From a gem rate though, we're hoping for closer to 65-75% gem rate, which probably would bump our profit down closer to the 250 275 range. But overall, small order. Hopefully with PSA, we get these cards back quickly. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments, please, we like to interact with everybody in the comments section. But until next time, peace.